Hey guys, Grassman here. I've been away for 2 days and I've gained a nonillion antimatter. NO is nonillion. What's the thing it says? Enable shop and cloud saving. Maybe I'll have to do that at some point. Where's the, here it is. If every antimatter were 7.26 million cubic yoctometers, you have enough to make a proton. At what point do I have so much antimatter it has to start saying 2 protons? That's my first question for people out there. Okay, by fifth dimension, 1 and 33e. How fast is this game going to get out of control? If we're already at 33e, is there a letter bigger than E to signify the amount of zeros in the E number? Like, you know how a Googleplex... Hang on, I'm gonna do this and start over now. You know how, a Googleplex has a Google zeros? This is already, scaling out of control. You know how a Googleplex has a Google zeros? This is going up so fast. So you know how a Googleplex has a Google zeros? It has a Google of zeros. A Google's a number with 100 zeros, and then a Googleplex has a number with 100 zeros. It's 33 trigatillion zeros. With 2 of these, how fast am I going to get in the second dimension? Pretty quickly. Could count the time. I want to count how fast. 2, 3, 4. So 5 seconds? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 seconds maybe. So is it 1 every 10 seconds you're getting? No, I'm getting them faster now, but I guess I did get a boost as well. Oh well, whatever. So a Googleplex is a Google of zeros. Could we get a number, let's just say F, where F, 1F is, where 1F is, so 1F10 means there's 10, means it's a 10-digit number. It means a 1 followed by 10 zeros on the E. And then that would be what would that be? 10 billion? So there'd be 10 billion, there'd be 10 billion zeros on the other one, which I think is still less than a Googleplex. At what point is it a Googleplex? 1E what is a Googleplex? Or 1F what is a Googleplex? I don't think F is an actual thing. It might have to actually start using an F number. But 1F what is a Googleplex? Someone in the comments tell... I do like this game because it's getting massive numbers super quick, and I love, number inquiry. So someone in the comments, figure it out, tell me. What E number, or what F number... if F is a thing, which I assume it's not. I assume there is, something for the E, technically. But I don't know what that is. But clearly this game has done its research. Clearly you guys will probably know. Your YouTube, you know. You guys know. But if E10, if one E10 or if one F10 means because I assume we're gonna have to go to F. If one F10 were one E a billion, and then there were a billion zeros in the actual number, how many F numbers, or does it have to be even bigger, would make a Googleplex? Because a Google is a trigatillion, which is, so it's 100 zeros. So only E100 would be a Google. So then would it just be F2? If E100, oh, I guess it wouldn't actually be that big then. If E100 was a Googleplex would just be that many zeros. So having 100, so it'd be, no, I'm wrong then. Let's get this up. A Googleplex has a Google of zeros. So it'd have a trigatrillion of zeros. So if you divide that by 3, because it's 3 for the groups, you'd have something like you'd have like an undecillion. You'd have like an undecillion groups of 3. So 33 trigatrillion, am I saying that right? I think I'm not sure if I'm saying that number right. I don't know the exact words for the numbers, but 33 trigatrillion, 10 trillion already for the 6, wow. So 33 trigatrillion. Oh no. No, trigatrillion. It's not trigatrillion. Trigatrillion? What's the number for that? Because that's equal to a Google. Having that many zeros, like that's like the amount of powers of 10. Like the amount of powers of 10. Every 0 is a power of 10. So you have 100 powers of 10. Yeah, what does that equal? What would that equal to in F numbers? So, someone figure that out. That's your homework. That's your homework for today. My homework is square roots. Your homework is figure out the F number of a Googleplex. Or tell me what an F number... tell me what follows the E's. What's the actual F number? What describes an Eve? What E is for normal. E is for the counting the 0. What's F do? What's the F number? Is there an F number, and does this game use it? How fast does this game spiral out of control? I'm already, talking out of control. How fast does this game go down the hole? God, you can, turn on auto-buy once you get 1E140. Well, that's the tick speed auto-buy. First dimension auto-buy is 1E40. With that, auto-buy when I'm offline, could you, you can't, there's no reset auto-buy, right? There's only an 8th dimension auto-buy. And there's no reset automatically thing, right? So you would still have to log on to reset. But if you had auto-buy, could you just let it go automatically, get super high up, and then automatically reset? Also, there's Antimatter Galaxies. What do those do? I love this game. I thought I don't think it's gonna be great for YouTube. I think it will actually be great for YouTube because I'm not gonna have I'm not gonna be able to do anything, or not. I'm not gonna be able to do much in the game. But I've got so many questions. I've got so much to talk about. I think I'll invest in this. Oh yeah, that's going much faster now. Because I got a times thing. Now I'll get this. Now I'm getting how much? Almost 50 billion per second. And the amount... because it, increases itself automatically. Because it increases itself automatically. You're forever, increasing faster and faster as well. Because the 5th dimension's increasing the 4th dimension, which is thusly increasing, increasing the 2nd, which is... or increasing the 3rd, increasing the 2nd, increasing the 1st, faster and faster and faster. You see, it's 450 now, it's almost at 500 now. That's just gonna keep getting faster and faster and faster. And then you increase, whenever you increase these numbers up a certain amount, it, increases, it adds a multiplier on. We're almost at 200 billion already. This is just, this is I like this game. This is fun. The only right way to play a game is not alright. That was an anti-joke. That's what anti-jokes are all about. Anti-joker. It's all anti in this game. So if we get one of these, it's going to jump up to... that just increased the times. So now we're getting 3rd dimension, a lot faster. It's almost hit 100,000 now. Which is giving us, 2nd dimension even faster. To which we're at 8 million, and now we're at over 2 billion 1st dimension. Are we gonna, destroy the universe? Is there an end to this game? What happens when the numbers get too out of control? Like, do we just continue progressing down the alphabet? Do we get an E, F, G, H system? And eventually, what do we get after that? After Z, do we get, like, ZA? Do we get AA? After Z, do we get AA? Do we jump up to 2 letters? And is it AA all the way to ZZ? Then do we jump up to 3 letters? What happens when you run out of letters? What happens when it's like Z? What do you need a number to like describe how many letters of numbers there are? I love this game. I'm just like the math of what's the study of big numbers called? What's the mathematical study of giant numbers? Because when you get all the way down to like when you get like 10 Z's, do you just start using like omega? Do we have to like go? Do we have to like write Z? Do we have to make a new symbol? Do we put like Z1 in? Do we go like A1 in parentheses, and then 1 is for every times 10 of Z's? So when we hit 100, it'll go A2. What happens when we hit A and then we have to put another number on it? What happens when the 2 gets out of control? Do we loop back to putting E's on it? And then what happens when those cycle through all the alphabet and we get to 10 numbers? Do we then, like, if we've already had those as, like, an A in parentheses, an A, and then it's next to the number in parentheses, so we know how that number's growing, so when we start using the other letters, it's fine. Let's upgrade this, and these. We couldn't afford 9. Yeah, we're, kind of going off the rails now. There's an achievement, great. And then eventually, does the A increase to B? And then once that hits Z, you go it again. But then what happens when that goes up? So then you keep just stacking and looping it, and it keeps getting higher and higher and higher and higher with multiplication in parentheses. And then what happens then? Do you put it to exponentials? And then do you multiply the exponentials and all of it turns into 1? But 1 what? What to the exponential? And then what happens when the exponentials max out? Do we use omega? Do we use every symbol in the universe? Then what? What do we do then? What do we do when it's got too big? Do we go exponential to exponential? What happens when we exponentially run out of exponentials? What happens? Do we create a number to signify the amount of exponentials? What happens when we run out of What happens when we use all that number up and the exponentials are describing the exponentials? Then what? Guys, I think I've lost it, guys. Guys, I think I've lost it. What happens then? So we've got numbers, letters, in parentheses, exponentials describing the parentheses. Then we have letters describing the exponentials, all the way up to percent parentheses, and exponentials describing the exponentials. Do we then layer parentheses on top of the exponentials to notify how much it is? Then we can start doing multiplication of the individual exponentials to see how high we've already done that. It's already a step. Once we hit exponentials, then what? We'll start using a human number. We'll start using humans. 1 human equals exponentially high exponentials. And then every additional human up to 7 billion, or whatever the human number is, which will just keep increasing, is another additional times 10. Yeah, no, times a billion. Because there's billions of humans. Times 10 billion. And then we just go up to 10 billion. What happens when we run out of people? What happens when you multiply, exponentiate, parentheses, do every single thing imaginable, and just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger? Then what? What do we do? What's the answer? We use the protons! We'll count every proton in a standard tree. And then once we run out of trees, we'll use the tree times Graham's number, and that's a new 1. Tree times Graham's number, and we can write it like that. Except it'll look confusing, so we'll put it in 5 parentheses. With no other numbers in between anywhere. Then, after that, we put a new one for every second of content on YouTube, which is forever increasing, except if we start outpacing it. Guys, I'm running out of stuff. We use the square root symbol to signify a 10 times increase of all the content on YouTube, because we're outpacing that now. Then we use all of human history to represent the square root symbol, which is actually just multiplication, because we're running out of symbols. Then what? What do we do when we run out of all the symbols? What do we do when the display has run out of things? We can use binary showings, but then we run out of binary at some point. There's only so many ways you can put binary. After some point, we'll just transition to binary, and then it'll just be binary. And for every pixel, we have two options. It doubles up, going a binary, however many times the binary equates to. Every one binary is equate to that. Eventually, we'll run out of binary, and then we're screwed, because we have no way left to count the number. Got it? I don't know how the game does it, but this is how we're counting it. Is everyone clear on the system? Is everyone clear? We're gonna go multiplication, parentheses, exponentiation. Once we run out of exponents from running out of multiplication, of running out of letters, then we do tree atoms, then we do tree times grams number, eventually we do something else. YouTube, yeah. I think there was something else in there. Then we start doing the amount of, then we start doing one binary pixel is equivalent, one binary pixel is equivalent to the amount of binary possibilities there are, and then once we run out of binary, we're fucked. Is the system clear? I want to make sure with you guys, everything is clear here. I don't want any confusion about the system. Does everyone understand the system? I know it sounds complicated, but in theory it works. Is everyone clear on the system? Oh, and the binary won't overlap because because it'll be increasing so fast we'll be able to obviously see the binary in the top left. Eventually, I know, when we run out of binary, we use every atom in the known universe in the physical realm that is not using to record the evidence to record more binary, and once we run out of universe, we start using Planck lengths. Because we'll find a way to turn a Planck length on and off, then we don't need atoms. And then we'll use every Planck length in the infinite expanding universe. And when we start expanding faster than the universe is expanding, when we exponentially start increasing in Planck lengths faster than the universe is expanding, I think we're fucked. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see any possible way to do better. Then, we we set up an AI that can just tap on things and talk about things to automatically record it. We kill everyone, and we use absolutely every space, including my own, and everything that's not necessary to run the game, to record Planck length space. And then we'll still be out of Planck length space, so we speed up the generation of the universe, and eventually once we outrun the speed up, I don't know. I think at that point we're out. I mean, we could sacrifice the news ticker to it, but I think at that point we'll have run out of stuff. So yeah, unfortunately, poorly designed game. We'll never have enough space to record my money. We'll never be able to record my antimatter. Sorry guys, I guess the game's just garbage. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you enjoy my content, feel free to like and subscribe. I don't play this game. You can never finish it properly. Bye. I don't know. Game sucks.